understanding of the match, this is, I think, is the first time we've seen Rick since that tag team match he and his partner had right here. And as Rick said earlier, very unfortunate thing, of course, which happened to his partner, Jay Youngblood, as Jay got his leg broken in that match. But we want to tell all of the fans that Jay's going to be out for a while, but we understand he's improving and coming along and doing very well. And he certainly appreciates all those thousands of letters that you fans have been sending.
We are forwarding the letters to Jay because, you know, he's back home now. And he really does appreciate you fans and how much you care about his welfare. It's going to help him a lot.
All right, here is Steamboat. A couple of good chops right there, and quickly Nelson under the ropes, out of the ring.
Yes, that's one good thing about our wrestling fans, is that, you know, when they like you, they really do, and they'll tell you so. And when they don't like you, by golly, they'll tell you that,
They're going to tell you that. That's right.
Yeah, you're just, I'd have to say right now, fans, you're a great bunch. You really are. And I think this young man, I'm talking about Ricky Steamboat in that ring, he'll agree with me, too.
He will, that, David, 100%. And he and, of course, his partner both have been just tremendously received wherever they've wrestled. And as we said earlier, it's just unfortunate that Steamboat had that incident happen to him where he got his leg broken in a match. But as you say, he's coming along, and I'm looking forward to the day when we're going to see Youngblood right back in there, teamed again with Steamboat.
Yes, it will be a long time there. All right, into the turnbuckle. Backdrop by Nelson.
Boy, he went high into the air.
Nelson's a powerful young man.
Not even a count of one, and you saw how strong he was as he really kicked out of that and just about threw Nelson halfway across the ring. Well, they got a count of two on Steamboat that time.
I wonder if, you know, it's still going through the mind of Ricky Steamboat about what happened. You know, it has to. You know, always, as you say, return to the scene of the crime. He's probably thinking about that right now, and especially thinking about Mr. Anderson, Mr. Stevens, and Mr. Snuka.
And Steamboat, though, tells us that he has but one thing in mind, and that's to get in and really wrestle and really fight fire with fire.
Yes. And, you know, when you talk about Stevens and Snuka and Mr. Anderson, there's a man that I'd like to see with that has the same feelings about Mr. Anderson and company as Mr. Steamboat. I'm talking about the Superstar.
Superstar, right.
Those two together, that would just be one big...
All right, Steamboat now a little dazed as he's down on his knees, helped up by by Nelson. I was thinking again of Gene Anderson, of course, as we were talking about.
Well, you can't help but think about it now.
Nelson got on his feet, got him up on his feet, and now here's Steamboat fighting his way out of that corner.
Yeah, just like Steamboat said, a death wish on Anderson and company.
All right, fans, too, we just saw one wild tag team in there a few moments ago, the Sheepherders. You're going to see a team that's, while they're rough and wild, I think you got to classify them as a different vein when you put them together from the Sheepherders, and that's the Russian, the Mad Russian, Ivan Koloff, and the Iron Sheik.
Yes, the Iron Sheik and the Russian. They can wrestle. Boy, can they wrestle. If you just read the credentials of these two.
They're going to be right here a little later.
They like to punish wrestlers because they like to win, and they like to show their, supposedly, that, like they say, their superiority to everyone else.
Steamboat now into the ropes. Watch out. Knee from Nelson.
And now has him in a headlock. Steamboat comes right back out. Top wrist lock. Pulls him over.
He went right to that wrist lock, David. Nelson wasn't able to keep him in that headlock very long.
Nice tackle. Steamboat comes up. Drops down. Arm drag. Takes good move. Another arm
Get him again.
All right. Steamboat's
arm bar.
All right. He's coming out of it. You can just see him now. Steamboat. He's getting in that groove. He's taking his time now, punishing.
Look at that
Mr.
arm.
Nelson
Now
a
he's got
little
that
bit.
arm bent and twisted back.
Yes, he does. Gonna see if he can bend it back and touch his toes
Well,
with it.
he's going to give it to Nelson in a minute. He's going to take it and hand it to him. If
I
he
didn't
keeps
know-
putting the pressure to it.
I didn't know arms could
I
bend that
didn't
way.
either. I didn't know you could bend an arm back that way. He really had that arm bent back and the pressure on it, and he's gone now with a wrist. And still twisting and turning on that arm. Nelson still, you got to give it to this man. And this young fella, he still shakes his head no.
Yeah, like I said at first, he's a rough one. Steamer still has that arm.
Boy, that arm has really got to be hurting him.
Yes.
How in the world can you put an arm in that shape and in that position and then even get much use out of it?
All right, he needs to watch it, though. He's in the ropes. Steamer needs to watch. Nelson,
He's going to go to the
yes.
eyes. And the ropes, Nelson had him set up, had him right where he wanted him to get the fingers to the eyes. Big equalizer there. It slams him hard now to the turnbuckle.
Headbutt by Jim Nelson. Takes him now, has that headlock. Applies the pressure, cuts the blood off to the head, but into the ropes now. Drop down by Steamer. Comes off.
Well, they gave him a chop going into the ropes and one coming off, and he's
Yes.
going to pin him.